All right. So once again, I'm live with Miss Marshata. She's from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been by there, haven't been in the actual city yet. Probably flew over there when I was in Chicago or whatever. But she's a teacher in St. Louis public schools, and she wants to expound on things that's going on in St. Louis, and the children that are being taught, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She wants to talk about the fight that happened between the two teenage women, black and white girl, and so forth and the like. So I just, one of our friends out of St. Louis, shout out to Miss Neota for linking me up with her so she could get this, what she got her mind on. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing going on here in Richmond, Virginia. So it's not a new occurrence. I mean, we had a, shoot, the children down here don't even want to go to graduation no more because they got the shooting at the graduation last year, and the guy killed the dad and they killed the dad and the son right outside the graduation last year.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing going on everywhere. I mean, they just how can you just trying to basically fix it? But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Marshata. I'm Caradine, and as Mr. Bernard stated, that I wanted to speak on what's going on inside of our educational institutions as well as community. Um, I'm new on the scene with the politics, and this has been going on for years, kind of scene. So I'm under, I'm lost as to why we're allowing it, to continue. And these children are our future, and we're allowing our future to waste away. And as adults, we need to be adults. So inside of our schools, I don't know if your audience have heard about the school to prison pipeline.
Yeah,
It's
I'm pretty sure.
men. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't know what happened. I don't know if her service went out or whatever. Oh my goodness. This could be bad. Well, she's talking about school to prison pipeline. I don't know what happened there, so I can't do anything about that. I don't know if she had bad service or whatever. Cause she is doing this for her phone. But she's talking about school to prison pipeline. So when she come back on, I'm gonna let her get it. Oh, there you are. I don't know if somebody called you or something. Because somebody called you, you could get knocked off you on the phone.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, as I was stating, with the school to prison pipeline, we have a number of research data, everything, and basically it's targeting our children. And so here, the big uproar is a fight that happened off school property with an African American girl and a Caucasian girl. And the young African American girl I'm not going to say she lost it, but she appears not to be like one of these, quote, disruptive students that fit the bill of a school to prison pipeline student. And now they're trying to charge her as an adult, and she's 15. So of course I'm standing with her and her family. This is our child. So um, yeah, it's a community thing, and we need to realize these things are not isolated. It's going to take all of us, and I don't have to be in that state to care.
No,
So
you're right. Now let me say something about that. And I'm glad you mentioned it because you're right. Shouldn't be child as no adult. That's kind of crazy. But I'm just asking. I mean, because I can look it up, but I'd rather just you tell me who runs this? Who's running this city? Like who's the mayor? Who's in charge here?
ain't nobody's in charge.
Okay.
I mean, other than like the white people, they pulled all the strings. We have black faces out front. The mayor is Tashara Jones, but
I know who she is.
I mean, she's not advocating for our children. She's not advocating for the community. You know what I'm saying? Because we would see something different if it was genuine, you know. And it's not. And like I said, as a teacher who care as much as I care, it's sickening, just to see how we're just allowing them to do this to our children, who is our future, that we're losing, so.
You said just let me pull her up because I know about Tashad Jones. She's kind of she could be about maybe 40 or 39, 30. She's like young lady. I know she's not that old. I know she's not an older lady. I know that for a fact.
Mm-mm.
Shara Jones. Let me look her up. I'm right here. Let me look her up.
Yeah, her dad is Vervis Jones. He was into politics too.
Oh, she's 52. I'm a little off. Okay, so let me look at Majara Jones.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's pull her up. Okay, let's. Well, I think it's so long. I should put it up on here. Matter of fact, I am gonna put it up on here. Matter of fact,
No,
I can get an overview of this thing. Yeah, it's better for me to just do it that way. Something going on, acting like the phone lines. Okay, hold on for a minute. I'm gonna
yes,
pull up Miss Tashara Jones. Let's see who. When you bring these things to me, I just always want to know who. I always look and see who financed them. I know she got some teachers union probably backing her, some other outside sources. So let's see who Miss. I don't know why she got a fashion. In this picture, she got a fashion icon with Michael Kors, but that's not helping the students very much.
at
Obviously.
all.
Let's see. This is Miss Tashara Jones. Let's go into her background. I just want to go into her background right here. Yeah, I just gonna pull her up. This ain't gonna take nothing but a couple. Which, well, believe it or not, she studied at Hampton University, which is an hour away from me in Virginia. I'm in Richmond. That is not far from me. Um, she she started Hampton is HBCU. It might be it's in the MEAC. They just had a big tournament a couple weeks ago. So she was the treasurer of the city, which
Mhm.
means that she should be good with money, but obviously that money is not um, being used correctly. She defeated President Lewis Reed, first top two. Okay, she was born in St. Louis. She
Mhm.
went to she went to a historically black college in Hampton, Virginia, and she is a Delta. All right, let's see. I didn't even know she went to Hampton. I just knew she was from St. Louis. But okay, fine. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was some HBCUs in St. Louis she went to, but that's another story. I'm not even getting to that. She had a tax lien by the state of Missouri. She was in Missouri House of Representatives, Treasury election, first term. Okay. They said the majority of her trips was taken for her political benefit. She, on her second term as treasurer, she had taken 50 trips during her first term as treasurer, including trips to attend conferences and meetings in Chicago, Las Vegas, New York City, Paris, and Washington, D.C. Well, she's doing all this traveling, a lot of things. All the trips had been at least partially reimbursed by the city for a total of over 27,000. Sound like Tiffany Higgett. Okay. She was endorsed by Democracy of America, Planned Parenthood, the United Auto Workers, as well as Representative Ayanna Preston and Senator Elizabeth Warren. This was a treasury. So this was just for treasurer. Like this wasn't even for mayor. Okay, in the mayor's office, she be Alderwoman Carol Spencer. So I'm looking at her PACs here and people who endorsed her in their first campaign, Coalition of Black Trade Union, Democracy of America, Pro-Choice America, et cetera, et cetera. So I can always, she says she's a Warren Democrat, incrementalism, supports abortion, criminal racial justice, yada, 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 education. All right, let's get to the education part. That's what we need to talk about. Okay. Since we're talking about education, in November 2015, as treasurer, she created a program that opened a safe account for every St. Louis kindergartner student in public school, funding entirely revenue earned by parking meters. I ain't believing this mess 1 minute, okay? I'm not believing none of that. That sounds like some crap. Okay. It includes several incentive programs such as match saving up to 100 The rewards for perfect attendance and deposits when parents complete courses of financial education. Jones said the program was inspired by a similar initiative by San Francisco Treasurer Jose Cisneros. On June 9, 2015, she was recognized by the Clinton Global Initiative for work with the program. Well, I'm just going to tell you this. And her dad is Various Jones. All right. Oh, I didn't know she got clicked off. I was so busy reading. Oh, my goodness. I'm in bad shape. Okay. Let's go back to this. All right. But she said she's having some problem with her service. That's the way it works, so don't worry about it. Okay. But I read all that. When she comes back, I just had to read this education piece. Because I'm looking at Miss Jones, and I can already tell you who I'm looking at who backing Jones, and she ain't really up. This ain't up to nothing. This ain't what it's hitting on. So I just let you know, this ain't what it is. It's bad shape here. So let me go to some more looking to this lady before she gets back on. Before she get back on, I'm gonna just go ahead and look. Gun violence. She believes gun control is necessary. Needs to do more to address poverty in regards to violence. Jones supports increasing immigration in the United States and believes the migrants should be as seen as that's and not a burden. Jones is in favor of making St. Louis sanctuary city. She identified a city identification pride program. Jones has praised Mayor of New York City Bill de Blasio immigration. She reached out to how she can follow his lead. She endorsed Elizabeth Warren and then some of the Bernie Sanders and the She revealed in a Facebook post she was undergoing surgery for uterine fibroids. I'm just trying to find out how this is. I still don't know what she's at, but I'm serious. I'm gonna keep this thing going. So, um, I do realize Mr. Shaw Jones is not exactly what I would be looking for, but I'll let her bring it up. Very interesting. Same cast of characters. Hmm. Okay, so this is the American Federation of Teachers Union in St. Louis. Um, Hmm. St. Louis teachers unions discussing landmark contract and pay raise. There's a lot of things I can bring up here on this thing. I'm just trying to figure this all out. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but we should come back soon. What's up? Yeah, she's been on, but she having some issues with her service or something. But I'm just bringing up this thing with St. Louis public schools, or whatever. I do realize this mayor is still sponsored by Hillary Clinton, though, which ought to be concerning. The Clinton Global Initiative. So I do find that kind of concerning. Hmm. Let's see.
Between St. Louis Public Schools and the Teachers Union. Bar 2's Laura Simon is live downtown outside of the SLPS central office with what this means for educators and students. Laura?
Blair, under this new contract, teachers will be seeing the largest 3-year pay increase in nearly 20 years. And the goal of all of this is to combat the nationwide teacher shortage and also to recruit and retain good educators. And so the St. Louis School Board, they reached this agreement on Tuesday. And this essentially provides teachers a 17% increase over years, while special education teachers are going to be a 22% raise. District leaders and the local 420 of the American Federation of Teachers negotiated the deal. And according to our partners at the Post-Dispatch, the average teacher salary in the district is just under $50,000. Ray, president of Local 420, says 70 of union members approved this deal, and he released a statement saying, in part, this agreement demonstrates a real good faith effort to recruit and retain our dedicated workforce. Teachers will be seeing a 7% raise in the first year of the contract and 5% in both 2026 and 2027. Pay for special ed teachers will jump by 10% in the first year and 6% in each of the following 2 years. Other staff members represented by the union will receive a minimum 10% raise during the 3-year contract. The last negotiated contract 2 years ago gave teachers and staff an 8% raise. The new union contract starts in July, and the raises will start being implemented in 2025. There's a news conference scheduled to happen to discuss this agreement between SLPS and its teachers here at the SLPS Central Office at 9:30 this morning. And of course, we'll keep you posted on any new developments that happen.
Well, that could be another problem. Let's see. All right, let's see. According to parents, the district current enrollment is 18,747 students in pre-kindergarten to 12th grade. Data shows an estimated 80% of students are not reading the grade level. The rate increased to 87% for Black students, according to Chester Ash, founder of a coalition with St. Louis kids. The district expects to unveil a plan earlier this year to increase reading scores, boost literacy, and help students experience joy reading. So it's on the literacy rate in this school is over 80% or 80% or whatever. People not reading their grade level. This is all in St. Louis. I'm just trying to figure this out. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Let me see what's going on here. Interesting.
Hello?
Yeah, did you get it?
Hello?
Did you get it?
Sir?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
I said, did you get it straight? Yeah. Oh, how about this? This is what I'm gonna do. How about I'm gonna keep you on the phone and just speak through the speaker, and then I do it that way because because it's kind of hard to figure it out. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so while you was away, I looked up Miss what's her name, Jones.
Yeah, Tashara.
Yes, and she's supported by a whole lot of let's just say Clinton Grove Initiative, backed by Bernie Sanders, so forth and like. And I looked up the education thing. Now I'm reading up. Got this article from the Missouri Independent. I'm looking up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it says there's 18,747 students in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. But the data shows that estimated 80% of students are not reading at grade level. And the rate increased to 87% for Black students, according to Chester Ash, founder of a coalition with St. Louis kids. So they're saying they want to introduce reading scores. You were talking about the school to prison pipeline. Well, this is part of that problem. If you that's part of the problem. So that's part of the school to prison pipeline as far as not the reading and things like that too as well?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, they like to have their laundry list of reasons why, our kids aren't learning, poverty, single parent crime. And none of that stuff is new to us. We've always had that. But now that we're coming up on the 70th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education, pre-Brown versus the board, we had the same issues and worse. And Black teachers were producing scholars.
Yep. Okay.
After Brown, now you take jobs away from us because, see, African-American teachers, we're in the building, but we're basically used like we're wardens.
Okay.
shove kids in our class. They call it the buddy system, and they bring us children that they can't handle or don't want to deal with. And they're ours. So come on in here, have a seat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna teach you while I'm teaching my class too. Because we're not gonna too much turn away kids that look like us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't there to throw them away. But when you look at the dynamics of the teaching population today, we can see why America is screwed up. 84% of teachers are white.
Okay.
So if they're white and they already know that they can fail, hurt, and harm our children and nothing is done about it, well, why? Why not? It's nothing wrong with our kids. They can come into another teacher class and act, look, and sound totally unfamiliar because we are not going to ask your permission and we're not tolerating that because we know you know better. So, but it's becoming too much for Black teachers. So, but.
Okay, I got something to say here because do y'all have a teacher shortage in St. Louis? I'm pretty sure you do because we got one in Richmond, Virginia. As a matter of fact, we've been having one for a while, but it's really bad now. As a matter of fact, we got school bus shortage too. Things like that, right?
Yeah, we have a teacher shortage here.
What is it now? You said 84% teachers are white, but some of these people, I would imagine, are not quote unquote what they would call white. I'm pretty sure some of these teachers are also coming in from other countries now, like so forth and like too. You get
it? Yes.
Okay. Because I'm pretty sure that you got a lot of teachers coming in with because I've been seeing a whole new cast around here of foreign teachers.
Well, I know Riverview Garden, I think they hired like 25 quote immigrants for their school system. And if you don't think our kids don't know, can't pick up that they're being failed or used, try it again. And I think that's where the anger is coming from and the violence from our kids. So
that's what I was getting to because if it's hard for them to deal with somebody here. Could you imagine that child dealing with somebody from another country and having to deal with them on an everyday basis?
And you barely can understand what they're saying.
That's right.
They haven't been immersed into the language, and then you want to hold our kids accountable and responsible. Come on now, give me a break. So
let me ask you a question. How did the teaching go when they had to do remote learning for the time? How did they go?
Oh, it was horrible. I mean, the technology was cheap and weak. I mean, it was horrible. I was a individual care aide, and this was during a time, at the the height of COVID when before America shut down, and I'm in another room just so they can have bodies in the building. I'm in another room with the whole class. Now they was looking at the teacher next door because at that time we had to do the 6 feet apart or whatever. That didn't go over well either. But they were looking at the class on the Promethean board. But I mean, the students, they weren't into it. They're not into it now, just staring at the screen all day. They're not with it, but hey, what do you do? But yeah, that whole virtual learning, that's not working. It's not working at all.
So did you, quote unquote, how many children pass on time in St. Louis?
All of them passed. Now, are they passing on their grade level? More than likely not. I mean, because I tell students a lot. My real title is a substitute. If I am bonding with you and you can recognize me down aisle 5, that means you see me too much in your building. You know, that means your teacher ain't coming to work. So if I'm accepting positions, let's say 3 days out of 5, that means your real teacher have given you 2 days. Or, you know, and I can speak for Illinois as well as Missouri as a substitute. Or our kids will be sitting in class with no teacher at all.
Damn.
Yeah.
How that happen?
The same way it's happening throughout America in our black school districts. They've been a number of articles written about, you know, rotating cast of substitutes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Now they can't get substitutes. You know, we don't get up every day to be cussed out by kids. And I understand that frustration. I understand it, but you're still a child. You can't be grown and a child. You're going to have to pick a lane. You know, and with what we're facing inside our schools, as a community, African-American community, we need to get honest with what's going on because our kids are clearly being rewired.
Hey, I can agree with that. Let me ask you a question here.
Yes, sir.
This is actually very interesting. Now I'm about to ask this question because I went to school where actually, you know, if you did something wrong, you know, we got hit with a paddle on the hand or the ass, one or the other, depending on what you did. Right?
Me too.
Okay. Now you're talking about brown message board. Now I will say this. It is what it is. Some people agree with it, some don't. I have a friend of mine who is a teacher. He's tall man. He's a man, but he will tell you that there are not that many men in the school anymore. Especially black men. They've been like whitewashed out of the school district. Period. All these schools administrators, most of them these are females.
And white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now at the school where he at, most of them black, but that's in the city. But we got the superintendent. He basically, let's just put it where I wouldn't recommend the superintendent. I think he was head of Chicago public schools or something like that. He was in the Obama administration or something, but he ain't doing nothing. But I will say this, that he was saying that he has a lot of problems in the school district, and he's saying that a lot of things are wrong. He also said that last week, or was it 2 weeks ago when I talked to him, that they had a fight that day. We also had a situation down here where some young girls were taken to the hospital because they had been ingesting gummies. Those are like that synthetic marijuana, whatever the case may be, and they had to go to the hospital. So you have a lot of things going on, and also one of the children had a problem with what is it? Hold on, give me a second. I know what it is. Oh, cell phone. That's it. The cell phone. And one of the teachers wanted to, you know, take the cell phone away and so forth and or tell them not to use it in class. And, you know, the teacher had been there a month. Somebody had been there a month, and the teacher had been buddy with the student, and the student assaulted the teacher that day.
Yeah.
So he was saying, you know, you can't be friends with these students because when you try to get mad with them, they turn on you and then they might attack you. Mm-hmm. So now, back in the day, probably about 20 years ago, because I graduated high school 20 years ago, almost. In 2025 be 20 years. We had it happen, but students attacking teachers was not commonplace.
Oh no.
It happened. One time we even had a guy fight the principal. But this can happen just walking down the hall today.
Yeah.
So that could be part of the school to prison pipeline, but that could also be more so a condition. How do I know that these children aren't fighting their parents at home? How do I know that?
Well, I promise you they are. When they did the overreach, as in came into our household and told us that we cannot put our hands on our children, we cannot redirect them, we cannot talk to them in a certain way, and begin to give our kids more power. That was the brainchild to really push our Black kids into the criminal justice system, because we train our children not to be like animalistic or anything, but to be humane, to be compassionate. That's who we are as a people. So now that the enemy is inside our schools, that's why anything that mirrors a yell or jump, like they finna fight, Amy, Becky, and Bobby, they pushing that panic button. Here come police officers at the door, at school. So they're clearly there to protect the white teachers and the white faculty, because you can't be worrying about us or our children when the community is filled with crime. So I already see the game, and I tell students that these police are here for you, because they ain't about your safety. They're about the safety of these white teachers, maybe. They know maybe white teachers, but not you, not me. As a Black, teacher, don't care about me. So they made it real easy to push our kids. And I'm talking about preschoolers. They can't handle 5 and 6 year olds. These babies running in and out of the classrooms. But now you have a generation of, quote, gentle parenting parents, and they want to break generational curses and certain things. I will say some parents went overboard, but I can't have 30 students of gentle parenting kids all running out the room. Make it make sense, but it's just a lot of lawlessness going on. And I attribute it to these white teachers in our schools, because they never had to follow laws. Yep.
Let me ask a question. Quote unquote per capita, how many white students are going to these schools? Not public schools there. It can't be that many.
I would say probably maybe 35. That I've seen, with me subbing from elementary to middle school to high, I'll say about 35. And that's with all the schools in St. Louis.
How many white teachers you see?
Too many. I'm serious. They make up the schools. Yeah.
Did you ever think about, maybe you and a host of people in the community trying to take back over the school district to pre-Brown versus board education?
And mess up the school to prison pipeline?
No. Did you ever think about getting a host of people in the community, et cetera, homeschool, tutor, things that help the students out more? Because obviously it doesn't seem like they're getting the learning they get from these people. So you maybe have to create like a village mentality here. I'm just asking.
Yes, I have considered it. Actually, I attempted to start a language immersion early childhood program titled I Teach, You Speak. No, you speak. I teach. No, I teach, you speak. And I didn't know that I could go to my school district and get funding and all that, because I really didn't want to go to the government, because then they'll tell me what I can and can't do. And I was denied, so I just stopped it. And I did all the work and everything. I just said, okay, good, quit. I quit. Because I'm not going to convince you that this is a good program, and we all know it's good. So I was like, whatever. It's so much opposition, and people make sure that our kids can fail. I'm learning the hard way. Everybody don't have the same heart and passion for our kids that I do, and they can care less what happens to our kids, and that's why in the community they don't care what they do and who they do it to. Our kids don't care now, and this is what we have created.
So I got a question. How do you think we got to go about fixing this issue? Because these are some serious issues here now.
Well, like now I'm at a quote unquote behavior school, and I mean I'm just genuine. I'm genuine with them. I am open with them, and and I tell them real, and I think that's what they want. Our kids want real. They live a real life. They're out in these hood streets, these hood communities. So to sit around and walk on eggshells like, ooh, they don't understand, give me a break. This coming Saturday, I'm getting ready to bury one of my students. He's 15.
What happened?
He was killed in a alley or something.
Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens a lot.
And I tell my students, it's sad that we have sat around and allowed you to normalize this. I say, you all do know that when you all fall, there's no more getting back up, and then we don't have a future. And I tell them, y'all just doing what the enemy want. Y'all helping them out big time. They happy.
So, quote unquote, how many funerals have you been to former students like you?
Too many. Too many. I can't count. Too many.
Well, if you can't count how many students, then I can only imagine how many adults you've been to. So I don't even want to get started with that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I think you have a serious problem. I think people should really look into what's going on in St. Louis. Probably, you say you got a mayor there, but obviously I'm looking at her, and I'm looking at who's backing her and where money coming from. So I know she don't care about no students. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I said, let me go look her up and find out who she involved with.
Right.
So, and I look at the agendas like who she Planned Parenthood, this for like, and I realize who's financing her coffers. So when I realized that, I said, okay, this ain't nothing but a ruse. And then I looked at, matter of fact, let me go back to her information right quick, because it was something that I was reading on there about her, and it was on the education part. Since we're talking about education, there's a lot of things on there, but I want to get to this education thing because you might know more about it than I do. Because I'm reading about it, and I told you she brought some fashion icon, Michael Kors, to celebrate his legacy, which makes no sense to me
whatsoever. Yeah, no ties to St. Louis. Well, yes, he do.
He does?
According to that article, he does.
Okay.
I don't know, though.
Well, somebody in her family was a city comptroller. That was the dad, obviously. She studied at Hampton University, HBCU in Virginia. I told you that's about an hour from me. Okay. Let's go to her education thing. Let me go back to her education. On January 10th, 2012, while the Missouri House of Representatives Jones introduced a bill to set strict requirements for charter management organizations, the bill was voted due pass and committee. The bill was then voted on April 19th. The Missouri State Board of Education vowed to close 6 St. Louis charter schools operated by a Virginia-based company, Imagine Schools, argued that her proposed bill could have stopped the schools from being closed. Now, here's a problem right here. Do you know how far Virginia is from St. Louis?
You say, do I know what?
How far Virginia is from St. Louis?
Who, Burbs Jones?
No, Virginia. Do you know how far Virginia is from St. Louis?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I mean, it's pretty far.
So I'm just trying to find out why is a Missouri State Board of Education voting to close 6 charter schools, but the place was operated by a Virginia-based company called Imagine Schools. Jones argued that her proposed bill could have stopped schools from being closed. Well, first of all, that's another problem. You got another state that's far away running something in St. Louis. That don't make no sense right there.
The Imagine Schools was such a failure. To be honest, these charter schools are spearheaded by some folks that couldn't manage 30 students. They worked, I guess, put up their little checks or whatever, because obviously they didn't live the life I'm living, and launched a charter. But, I mean, last time I checked, when they came to public schools, we were fine with public schools. We never needed charter and all this other stuff. We did. They just found a niche to make money. Because if the charters in this area, they're not producing high-quality students, scholarly students. They're not. You know, and it's just a money grab. A quick money grab.
So let me look this up. So in November 2015, as treasurer, Jones created a program that opened the savings account for every St. Louis kindergarten student in public school, funded entirely from revenue earned by parking meters. That don't make no sense. The program called College Kids to Work as a seed fund that accrues interest upon high school graduation. It includes several incentive programs such as match up to savings up to 100, rewards per attendance, and deposits where parents complete courses on financial education. Jones said the program was inspired by seminars from San Francisco treasurer Jose Cisneros. On June 9, 2015, she was recognized by Clinton Global Initiative for her work of the program. Once again, outside influences. Okay. Yep. Now, let me look up this Imagine Schools. I never really paid attention to this too much. Oh, it's a charter management organization operating 55 schools, 9 states. They K8. They enrolled 29,812 students. Founded by Dennis and Eileen Blake, $155 million, and the fortune Dennis had earned as chief executive of AES Corporation, a global energy provider, which he co-founded in 1991. But that's the problem, right there.
Yeah.
This guy who founded has got $155 million.
Check out Edmonton. Edmonton is probably when you was in school or I was in school, we had like the book publishers.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something right here. I'm gonna check that. Say this location is charter management is in Arlington, Virginia. Arlington, Virginia is very close to DC. Their revenue in 2015 was $50,635,506, right? Now Arlington is up there close to DC with mostly $1 million homes up there. It's very close. Most people who work in Arlington work for the federal government.
Yep.
Okay. So this program is a 2015 had 33,420 students and 3,069 teachers, 55 schools, 2015. So, and what's the other one called? Edmonton?
Edmonton. That's like a curriculum. Hold on.
I got it.
Okay. You can type in Edmonton CEO salary. I think $512,000 a year. This is the curriculum that Normandy, Missouri School District use, St. Louis Public School, and this is where our kids get their math, science, and all this on Edmonton.
Hold on. I gotta type in Edmonton, St. Louis because it's coming up like St. Louis. It's coming up like Edmonton, Canada. Hold on a minute.
I sent a link to you. And our kids, my students hate it. And I can understand why. I just text you the link.
Oh, it's yeah, I see it. Hold on, it's coming. No, hold on a minute. I got it.
I've had students, I mean, they actually want books. They don't write at all because everything is online. So I told my students, I said, remember, we were inventing things. And when we didn't know how to write our name or sign our name, it was not a legal binding. I said, you need to ask yourself, why is it that you don't know how to write in cursive? I said, because technically they are in your face taking you back, but you don't even know back to where.
Wait a minute. These people from Edmonton is getting paid $52 an hour?
No, the CEO was, I think the CEO salary is like 500 some thousand a year.
Well, yeah, but I didn't pull it. Wait a minute.
Oh, you say, I wouldn't doubt it, but the program sucks. Our children hate it.
They have now Edmonton is a curriculum, right? I'm looking at this.
Sir. Yep, it's a curriculum.
The curriculum developer at Edmonton makes between $65,000 and $97,000 per year. That's just the developer, whoever developed the curriculum itself. Let's put them. Okay, so this is letting me know. Oh, these guys make a lot of money here.
Yes, sir. To fail our kids, and they graduated school unable to read, write, or count.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the other link. Okay. The CEO executive compensation $217,392 a year. Okay, the most compensated. Oh, the most compensated executive made $518,000. The lowest compensated made $36,000. Well, that's a foul cry right there. Okay. Okay, now I got it. Okay. So this is a curriculum, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some research on who's on this board. I usually like to go dig between the clouds and find out who. This problem. So before I go, I do got you to bring up one thing, and bring up that because you got cut off when you was bringing it up. So explain that Hazelwood fight.
Oh, well, the Hazelwood fight. The young lady name, the African American young lady name is Marnice DeClue, and the Caucasian young lady name is Kaylee Gaines. And Kaylee, it appears, is the bully within the school. And Marnice was lured from the school bus and taken off of school premises. She was not aware that there was going to be a fight. And once she got there, Kaylee hit her first. And when she hit her, Marnice got Kaylee on the ground, and she just took her head and bashed it into the ground 3 times. And then she got up off of her and just started swinging, because it was a lot of kids out fighting, right? So there is an adult. I've heard that it was Kaylee's mom, and then other people said it wasn't her mom. But my issue is the Attorney General has written one of the most dumbest letter ever, stating that she should be charged as an adult because of how violent the fight was. And I'm thinking, we have been taking your violence for the last 500 years. Okay? But that's another session there. So right now we're waiting to see if the judge will charge her as an adult. But I don't think she should be charged as an adult because she's not an adult. She's 15. You can't turn an adult on and off. But when white folks say something, it's always what they say. So.
Well, I don't think she should be charged as an adult either.
No, she a child. But nobody's talking about the fact that Kaylee, one, has a paper trail of being a bully. She's on video bullying other people. So it's like, it's okay when they do it. But that's the school to prison pipeline also. They have documentation that white children are not treated like black children like in the real world. And black children are expelled more and doing the same, things within inside the schools. So, and this is a prime example of that, because Kaylee, the white girl, actually was suspended. She, it happened off school grounds, after school. So technically she was not at school, on school property. But she got to her young lady, Marnice. And Marnice just whooped her up,
Well, that's how it be. I would just say people in the community need to just make sure that, this young lady doesn't go down as an adult. It's been flagrant behavior issues with young women in schools. Actually, I see more young women fighting today in schools than men.
Me too.
So
I mean, every day.
So I just want you to, focus on what you can. It's a long fight. I would say try to get these children more in homeschool and things like that, because, that remote learning ain't good. And also what you're going through at school. When I found out, they say that, that 87% of black students on the article in front of Missouri Independent said that not reading at grade level, that actually is bad, but that's what they got you for, to teach them so they can do better.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
So I just need you. I don't know about the substitute. I mean, I remember having subs as children, but I do know I had a guy that was a sub teacher, and he had another job, and he actually had to stop being a sub teacher because he was subbing more than he was doing his other job. So it was actually kind of interesting.
Okay.
But that's how I go. Well, my friend said white girl wasn't even supposed to be on the campus.
No, she wasn't. That's why she met her off campus, like after school. What she did is that day she found her match that day. Because we have new video of her fighting another black girl. So this little skinny white girl, she was just causing havoc. And that particular day, she got the wrong one. Well, she got the right one. And Marnice just got her. So I'm all for it.
Well, I want to say this has been a great conversation, and you can come back on anytime to talk about these issues in St. Louis.
Okay.
Next time, I'm going to try to catch you when you're home. That way we won't have to do it through the phone because, this is kind of, but I just had to emphasize and think about how I was going to do this after things didn't work. But next time, let's try to do this. I'm not going to say the right way because this is still great, but let's try to do it the other way. But it was very good. It's information, and even gave me more information to look up on this case. Even though I already looked at it, but they could give me more information to look up on Tashara Jones, and I could fill you in on Miss Jones and all that. So, because I've heard about it, I've watched it through the grapevine, but it's it's more like I haven't paid much attention to her since. I do know that she is very, very pro-immigrant, though. I do know that about her. I know this for a fact. I've been watching. I've been knowing about her. So, but that's just the way the world goes with these lunatics. But you have a good night. Take your time and come back anytime.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.